talking to Anderson County Administrator Rusty Burns. What do people need to know about this year's county budget that was voted on tonight?
Well, I think what you would find is this is a continuation of last year's budget to a degree, because it is heavy on increases for public safety. In the budget currently right now is about $1.1 million to enhance salaries for sheriff's deputies in order to allow us to keep and maintain sheriff's deputies, and also provide a wage that we attract the best and the brightest. And I think you're seeing that, the results. And again, this is a continuation from last year. The other thing on the budget, following along that theme, is it includes money for 6 new school resource officers. And what this will do will, in essence, put school resource officers in every school in districts 1, 2, 4, and 5. As you know, District 3 uses police officers from the town of Iva. So we're very excited about that, and it's really a partnership between the county and the sheriff and the school districts to share the funding in order to make this happen. And so we're very excited about that happening because we believe the most important thing we can do is public safety. So that's a large part of the budget. The other part of the budget is we did a study, a wage and comp study, because of the job creation that is taking place in Anderson County. Lots and lots and lots of people are finding different employment. And so what we're trying to do is, A, not lead the market, but at least be competitive. And so we're going to be looking at that tonight, and that's part of the budget. So those are really two of the big things.
And that would be, you paid for that study to make sure that the county employees and stuff were making what comparable?
Well,
or
what
at
we
least
wanted to do, we looked at comparable counties.
Right.
But we also put an element there in private industry. Now, you know and I know that in 2008, when the world came to an end, you had a lot of road paving companies. And now you don't have as many road paving companies because they couldn't survive the Depression. But what you're finding now, that some are getting back in the business, and those that were able to hang on are hiring every last person that we have in our road maintenance department because they're trained, qualified. So that's been an issue with us, and that's a very important department in Anderson County, making sure our roads and bridges and stop signs and street signs and everything are up. So that's been a challenge, and that's what the wage and comp is addressing. We're also finding out that people really like the people who work in our wastewater department, and they're offering them very large salaries to leave Anderson County. And God knows lots of them don't want to leave, but they're having money waved in their faces where they just can't resist. And so we need to address that.
2.6 unemployment rate.
2.6 unemployment rate, where are you going to get them? And one of the things is that, I know nobody knows this. Well, I guess a lot of people know it. But if you have a wastewater operator's license and they go from D, C, on up the line to an A. If you have an A operator license wastewater, the world is your oyster. You are a heavily in demand man or woman who can have your choice of lots of different places to go.
And they just can't pay you enough either.
And they can't pay you enough. And the thing is, it's really not a excellent permanent training place. We could open up the Wastewater School of Technology and put people on a path to a well-paying career, because I don't think wastewater is going anywhere, you know? So those are some of the issues that we've been facing. Plus, last year we were losing almost every one of our appraisers in our assessor's office, getting higher offers in the public sector. So hopefully we're going to address some of that, because all total, in a county of around 204,000 people, we have around 450 employees minding the store. Now, you have an additional 550 over in the sheriff's department, but that's public safety. So that's 450 people that are pretty much vital to keep this county running the way it should be running. So we're excited about that. One of the things that council did recently, kind of jumping out, taking care of part of the budget, was the allocation of accommodations tax money. And we're going to spend $100,000 to spend the dock system down on Broadway Lake and some other matters. We're going to add a baseball field over at Dolly Cooper Park. We are going to spend $250,000 to pave part of the Civic Center complex. and we're going to put around $150,000 in the Kid Venture Project. And what we're looking for there, privately, almost $50,000 has been raised. We have a price tag of $250,000 to turn that into the first all-inclusive park in Anderson County. And we've had some interest from the city wanting to participate in that too. And we would really be excited and happy if we can pull all that together. We also have other projects out there that we're working on that, while they involve the budget, we hope that that we find money other than the budget. One of them is the dog park at the Anderson County Paws Center. And so far, we've raised around $10,000 from that. We think it's going to cost around $200,000. And I'm very, very sure that we're probably going to be able to raise the rest from private donors and foundations.
Got a big fundraising event coming up there.
Got a big fundraising event. We've also got some people who have large sums of money who seem to be very interested in that. So we'll be doing our dog but not pony show going around
No ponies.
to try to raise money for that. Although at some point in time we may have an equine facility out there, because Anderson County has more horses than just about any
We
other
kind
county
of took care of that in
the
last
state.
year's budget a little bit.
A little bit, but we need to do something probably a little bit more.
What about
So,
the airport? Is that included? Is that all grant money?
Airport, as you know, is a separate budget.
Yeah, I know it is.
completely. It's an enterprise fund. It pays for itself.
People don't know that when they don't think
No,
you're going to start
when
showing
they don't pay any taxes for the airport. The airport has to stand on its own. And the primary source of money to run the Anderson County Airport is jet fuel sales. Now, this coming Monday, we should begin the mega paving project on our main runway. That should happen Monday. We should be awarding the bids on the terminal probably 2 or 3 weeks after that. And we're still going through the paperwork to secure that state-of-the-art fire truck out at the airport. So those are 3 things exciting that are happening out there. Plus we're getting requests from people, private individuals, who want to build hangars out there, which they would build at their own expense. So there's just a lot going on everywhere. Plus we've got our big sewer bond that we're actually having engineering work done. We're working every day with various industries. We're working with Electrolux on a project. We're helping Michelin hire some people for their plants. We're working with Arthrex. We meet with TTI almost weekly. So there's just a whole lot going on, and I'm leaving out a lot of things. The foundation has been dug for the new bathroom facilities out at Green Pond, so that should take place here very quickly. The plans for the amphitheater out there are being drawn right now, so that's exciting. So we're trying to increase the recreation opportunities. We just put in the frisbee golf up at Dolly Cooper, 9 holes up there. So there's just a lot going on in Anderson County, and I'm leaving out a ton of it. We're working on a job fair, but that's probably going to be in early fall.
Well, this council, since the 2008 depression, or whatever you want to call it, I mean, it has worked hard on these budgets to keep tax increases down.
Well, we haven't had a tax increase. As a matter of fact, we reduced taxes by 1 mil, and that's pretty long 9-year string of doing that. Now we've ticked solid waste 1 year. We had to tick that up, and we made some changes in our EMS budget. But as I keep reminding myself, is that there are a whole lot of people that are here who weren't here 9 years ago, and we're growing around 6%, and I think that's going to continue. And so a whole lot more people are coming. And I mean, they're coming every day. You and I have talked. There are 2,000 lots already ready to build houses on, and people are building them as fast as they can. One of the problems is when you had the recession of 2008, a lot of people who were carpenters, brick masons, and all of those skilled trades craftsmen, they got out of the thing and they went and did something else. Now that everybody's going gangbusters, where do you find them? We had an economist from the Home Builders Association in Washington come talk to us, and they're thinking about starting apprentice programs in those areas because you can't find people to do that work. But then you've got a situation where you go to your last year in high school and maybe 6 months or a year at Tech, and you can walk out and start making $60,000 or $70,000, and you don't have any student debt. And as we've talked before, the company will probably send you to college if you want to go. So it's just
When y'all are honoring those folks tonight from the New Technology Center,
absolutely
and how
honoring
how
them.
important are they, like you're saying, to this?
Look, The world is their oyster.
Is it inhibiting economic development, not having enough people, enough training?
Training is the key. We work every day with every state agency and specifically with Tri-County Tech to provide training for people entering the job market. And if you're looking for a job and you say, I don't have any training, there are 4 or 5 ways we can get you trained right up right now, and it won't cost you a dime. All you have to do is show up. So
the Career Center's already won a couple of national awards recently, and this new technology center is supposed to be a state-of-the-art.
School District 1 and 2 win awards, everything from radio and television to everything they do over there. It's almost like magic land. When the Anderson Technological Institute opens up, that's going to be a tremendous, tremendous help, because you're going to walk out of that door from that school, high school, and get a job. Or if you want to, you can take dual courses and literally walk over to Tri-County Tech campus and finish it up right there, and then you will be set for life.
And I've talked to both those. They're pretty strong leaders in both those organizations right now.
Oh, they're very strong. Anderson right now is blessed with very good people in leadership positions in education. I mean, and that is across the board. I'm talking about dynamic, let's get with it. There used to be a big thing. Everybody, you need to go to college. Everybody, you need to go to college. No, everybody, you don't need to go to college. You can go get a degree at a tech school and you can go to college. They're not mutually exclusive. There's a whole world out there. I mean, if I had any technical ability, I'd go back and get an HVAC certificate, and I would go out and make $70,000 or $80,000 and then start my own company. And it's happening because they are so desperately needed.
What's next in economic development? What are we looking at? Anything you can talk about?
We're looking at more jobs, very, very well-paying jobs, technical jobs, get competitive with everybody else's wages. We track how much people get paid per hour, and if there's a certain level down there, we appreciate you coming, but we're not going to provide a huge incentive package. We need people who pay a lot of money to come here, and we've got exciting things going on with solar energy that we're very excited about. And hopefully you heard a little bit about it tonight. So I think that's very good. And you know we did the solar thing last week. We're going to put individual solar. We aren't, but a company's going to put individual solar panels on these farms. These people are going to get money. We're going to get more tax money, and it's going to produce power. And the only thing we're going to be using is the sun. So. And again, Paul's is doing great. I mean, we're the largest no-kill shelter in the upstate, and our numbers continue to improve.
Arthrex is on track, it looks like.
Arthrex is on track. We've got some issues with SCDOT that we're working through right now, and got some right-of-way issues.
Now, their initial 1,000 will grow to 2,000 in 5 years, right?
It's going to be 2,000. It's going to be 2,000. That's what it's going to be. They bought they bought almost 250 acres of land, and they're going to put something on all of it, including soccer fields and baseball fields.
And TTI keeps expanding.
More so every time we talk to them. What we announce, we're adding more to it. Well, since you were here last, we're adding more to it. So that's going gangbusters, and they just redesigned the building. They put more money in how the building looks. The trees right there where the building is going to sit, there's a process DOT has where you can actually cut those trees, and those are just little scrub trees there. That building is going to be a beacon to people coming into Anderson County. And TTI is going to put our logo up there on their sign. So you can't get any better than that.
A little closer to home, the farmers market working to make some changes. Where are we at on the downtown idea?
We're still working through that because we haven't had many downtown sales.
It's rained out Thursdays, yeah.
But we're working on that. But I can tell you now that since we have changed the rules, which are very restrictive, we now have somebody selling shrimp at the farmers market, which we haven't had in the past. And we've got a lot of new vendors coming in there. As a matter of fact, last Saturday our problem was we had to make room for some of our new vendors, which is a great problem.
It's been a while since we've had that problem.
It has been a while, but our rules were just outdated and outmoded. And now you have more options, more things to see, more things to do. And so we're very excited about that, and we're very excited about bringing it downtown, looking forward to that. Even talking about maybe a Saturday market in front of the courthouse. So we're looking at that. And it seems to work Marion Square in Charleston, seems to work downtown Greenville, seems to work in downtown Spartanburg. Hey, must be something going on to it, you know?
Right.
And we think that would attract people to come downtown. So that's one of the things we're toying around. But just getting over that initial hurdle of you know, if you're not right here, you can't come here, that doesn't work.
Well, I think that's about brought us up to date on pretty much everything for now.
That's all I can think of.